to be here with y'all. Like, first of all, I have to give y'all your flowers. Like, I've never, ever been to a reunion this lit, this elegant, this fly, this luxury. Like, the ambiance is just amazing. The aesthetics is just like beyond this world, and the people just top it off, just makes it even more lit of an event. So, round of applause to y'all class.
Yes,
For really, like, yo, for really making it happen.
Yeah, I'll just claim this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy because I said it in that first episode. On brand. It's not on brand for Moat. Like, I mean, for as eclectic and creative as our class was on so many different levels, like, you would almost sort of expect us to do something like this, right? Like, this is, you know, and then look, like, we, you know, in any reunion type situation, you don't get everybody, but for the people that we drew in, like, it was the right mix of, it was the right cast of characters to
everyone
facilitate
is
this.
Dressed to the nines, to the T, dotting the I's, like everything.
They understood the assignment.
Yes, they definitely understood the assignment. So I have to add, you know, because we were all there from the beginning. And well, you were on, you know, one of the very, 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 very first episodes, right? So you have a great lens and perspective behind the scenes, on set. How do you feel embracing this moment right now with your class and your wife?
Yeah, it's I mean, a little surreal. You know, just I feel like what I enjoyed the most throughout this whole thing was, like, with every episode, the mix of, you know, talking about our high school experience as teenagers and then our adult experience and how that high school experience shaped us as adults, and then the conversations we had and sharing our lived experience as adults, and just sort of, like, I would say, like, probably one of my favorite episodes was the discussion with I think it was Ramon and Amber and Jen. Like, that was a really, it was a good, like, about an hour, 15, 20 or so. Like, I remember just, like, at home, just, like, listening to it in the background. I was working.
And it sounded like a podcast.
And it sounded like a podcast. And the way that conversation meandered from between high school through adult, like, it was sort of going back and forth and everyone sharing things. And look, every episode had that degree to it, but that episode in particular sort of stood out in my mind as far as, like, capturing that perfect mix of talking about our past with our present.
I love that. And then you, Miss Darla. Listen, y'all, she was like, oh, I'm not getting in front of this camera.
I still don't want to be in front of the camera.
She said, like, she came very much, but I have seen, you know, a shift, like, in you being more comfortable in front of the camera, and I absolutely, like, love that for you. So tell me, how do you feel, you know, from being initially like, I do not want to be in front of the camera, to being boldly, like, you, listen, honey, yes, you are. Because even when we did the promo video, y'all, we was doing a promo video, she still wasn't with it.
Yeah, but
she is on board tonight, okay? And so how do you feel, like, making that shift and then still seeing, like, all of the efforts that you put in actually pay off as well?
I still feel the same. I still want to vomit with anxiety. It's been a dope experience. Like, to see it all culminate into tonight, like, all our hard work, it's, like, awesome. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So I've enjoyed the experience, and I mean, I guess I grew a little bit. I don't know.
You did a lot.
You're being too kind.
No, a lot. Listen, I'm being kind and honest. I'm seriously. Well, I'm so happy that you know, you are sitting on the couch with us. It's always a pleasure. And I think this is probably our second time on the couch together. I think so. Because the first time was with Miss Merle, and then the second time is now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
She's on the camera 4 times.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm so happy to be back on the couch with you. Yes. And this to you, sis, Miss Henry K. Come on, we have to give a round
making it happen.
Yes,
indeed.
We're not working.
Yes, like the flowers on the floor.
Clearly, it's a professional work here.
Come on now, we have to give it credit where it's due.
Thank you.
So for you, it's so many things we can say, you know, about you. So many things you can say, but I do have to get your perspective Y'all know we went to private school.
We went,
so
so we be doing some private,
so we got the little intern, but it's okay because we about to wrap it up a little bit. But before we do, we have to get the expert, the global event designer. She the one. You know what I'm saying? She's the one.
I'm trying.
And I want to hear your perspective on the event from the student side, right? But also from the event designer side.
The visionary.
The whole thing. We need it. So give it to us before we wrap up.
Which one you want first?
Whichever one you want to lead with.
So, all right, I'm going to start with the event planner side. Okay. It can be so, you said the word surreal, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Iris said earlier, on event days, I'm real crabby. I really can be because there's so many things that go on. There's so many things that go through your mind as you're planning the event, right? You want to make sure that your team is good and they feel motivated and the morale is up. You want to make sure that the guests get what they are expecting. You never know what the guests are expecting because you hope that all the verbiage and footage that you gave them makes sense. But a lot of times somebody might walk away very much like, I didn't get. So it's hard for me to really keep my composure really up because there's so many things going through my head. And I just want to make sure everybody's good. And then I'm a perfectionist. And then, and then it's the aesthetic. So it's not just the people, but it's how it looks. Yeah. How did we present ourselves? Yeah. We spent a year building this whole thing. And I wanted to make sure that when we got to the end, that it was still a full a good representation of what we had built. Yes. It's nothing like building something up and then it crashes at the end. So earlier today, I was very much straight faced, listen, I don't really have much give me a minute, I don't really have nothing to say. Leave me alone. Didn't have nothing today. I left my bag at home. Didn't have my sneakers, didn't have nothing. Didn't have nothing. And that's why you gotta keep good friends around you. So they was like, I didn't even know Uber had Uber delivers shit sometimes. I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that, but they saw me getting ready to go in the mode and they took care of me. So from the event planning side, it can be very stressful, but honestly, I am so pleased with how tonight turned out. Yeah. It was just amazing. And then we got the biggest surprise. That was such a big surprise. Listen. Julian, shout out to you. Woo! Shout out to you, Jules. We didn't expect that. We really thought Julian wasn't going to be here. He's always in Qatar, so we didn't expect him to be here, and he showed up. So that just was the cherry on the top. Yeah.
Could I just ask quickly, in your career as, an event planner, this being such a personal event for you, how, contrast sort of how you would do a normal event for sort of any, sort of random client that may come to you versus something that's really near and dear to your house. Right. This is this is our shared high school experience and yours.
Yeah. What you say, baritone voice?
Yeah, who is it?
But we not because we still thank you. So anyway,
we got another baritone.
We got another baritone
number 2.
Yeah, no, really. Wait till we get it on camera. But to answer your question, I guess you were asking me.
Sort of just to highlight your experience in planning an event for say a random sort of consumer that you have no connection with versus an event like this is very personal to you, right? And really for all of us, but this is all of our shared. This is part of your lived experience, sort of is there any sort of differences or similarities?
Not really.
Really? Okay.
No, not really, because it's always for me. I feel like as long as my name is attached to it, then it's as much mine as it is yours. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So it's your event, but if some shit go wrong, they're going to blame me. They're not going to blame you. They're going to blame me. Yeah. So it's always personal to some extent. So first it's Henry Cake, then it's the class, and then it's being a leader. I'm leading you guys. Right. Or you guys are letting me lead. So I appreciate that. You guys really let me create and kind of lead this project, and you didn't have to because we're all in the same thing. You know what I mean? This is a passion project for us. So it was that, and then it's the people because now they are clients. Yeah. They paid. They are clients. Right. So now we got to take care of them. So it's never really one is more attached than the other. It's always just work, and we got to get it done.
And we thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because look,
Round
like
of
as
applause.
all of us in our individual careers and whatever we do, it's nothing even in the realm of what you do. So it's like
Thank
I know
you.
for me personally, I was really sort of just really trusting your lead on
Yeah.
right? I mean, like
Yeah.
how this thing is going to move because
Yeah.
don't ask me how this shit should go down. Like I'll code something for you maybe, but that's about the extent that I can. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it, sort of like your leadership and your sort of guidance and all this. So
Yes, thank you. It is a wrap.